Brothers, sweethearts, guests, friends, and especially the members of our undergraduate, associate, and active chapters, welcome to the 5th annual broadcast of the Sigma Chi Awards. Just a few short weeks ago, Sigma Chi Fraternity celebrated its 169th birthday. To our brothers who joined us in celebrating that great occasion, thank you. Let's endeavor to make next year's celebration even bigger. What a journey Sigma Chi has been on since those humble moments when 7 young men sat in a small room in Oxford, Ohio, and decided to bet on each other. Together they framed the principles that would serve as the foundation upon which Sigma Chi would grow. One of those very early concepts that the founders wanted to make sure was part of the bedrock of our fraternity was the word ambition. They desired that the men who would wear the badge of Sigma Chi would not only be gentlemen of the highest caliber, but also men who wanted to do something with the talents they had to offer in whatever time we have to spend on this earth. It is the spirit of taking action, of demonstrating high ambition, that brings us together tonight. This past year, the Sigma Chi men who walk on our college campuses have once again demonstrated a kind of ambition and bias towards action that continues to make Sigma Chi one of the most beloved and honestly respected fraternities in existence. And it is because of the exceptional work of our youngest brothers that we take pause to bring forward an award ceremony that recognizes those incredible achievements. I'd like to begin tonight by recognizing some of the aggregate accomplishments from our chapters that we are blessed to celebrate. Consider these with me for just a moment. Sigma Chi chapters this year are projected to raise $4.2 million for the Huntsman Cancer Foundation, bringing our all-time contributions to our preferred charitable beneficiary to over $25 million. This is a remarkable achievement and is a testament to our youngest brothers buying in to their promise to be the generation to end cancer. Every dollar raised under our current $20 million pledge goes towards our commitment to support the research and treatment of women's cancers, honoring the many sweethearts in our lives which are so important to each and every one of us. 308 of our roughly 15,000 undergraduate members serve in student government on their campuses, with 10 of those this past year serving as student body president. Both of those achievements are the epitome of leadership and are an overrepresentation by Sigma Chi men in leading their fellow students on their campuses. Additionally, 479 of our undergraduate brothers served as officers on their IFCs, out of 15,000. That's an amazing level of sustained success and a type of leadership for which Sigma Chi is very proud. About 85% of our new initiates this past year completed R4L on time, a new high water mark for Sigma Chi. That level of ritualistic knowledge working its way into our chapters only makes us all more collectively aware and most importantly helps us to understand our ritual and Sigma Chi's fundamental purposes. And finally, for the 4th year in a row, conduct in our chapters has declined precipitously from the prior year. All kinds of incidents are trending down, and as we work to ensure our behaviors are aligned with our value system, that enables us to cast off the negative stigmas that have become attached to fraternities and replace it instead with the kind of attributes we wish to be known by. Gentlemen leaders who make a real difference in their communities. We'll transition now to recognizing the incredible work of our soon-to-be active chapters of the fraternity. Sigma Chi installed 7 associate chapters this past year, which is a level of expansion activity we have not seen in a long, long while. It is only fitting that we take a moment to honor the associate chapters who performed at a level to earn the Giulio A. Varela Outstanding Associate Chapter Award. Named for Order of Constantine Sig. Giulio Varela, Miami, Florida, 1983, the former chairman of the New Chapter Development and Province Boundary Committee, who entered the Chapter Eternal on January 16, 2014. This award is presented to associate chapters that demonstrate excellence in all areas of their operations. This year's winners are the associate chapters at Michigan State, Missouri Columbia, Iowa State, and Mount Royal. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a fantastic year. Brothers, there are some exceptional chapters on the way, and they will surely soon be coming to challenge for that coveted Peterson Gold Award. Keep your eyes set on that Peterson Award in the years to come. We'll move now to acknowledging those chapters who take it upon themselves to demonstrate academic success that far exceeds the expectation of being students of fair ability. For nearly 80 years, Sigma Chi has recognized the academic excellence of our chapters. The chapter with the best academic success program and performance gets recognized with the Daniel William Cooper Award. while the other chapters who have demonstrated excellence in this capacity are recognized with the Legion of Honor Award. For a little bit of fraternal heritage, many of our brothers don't know that the Daniel William Cooper Award and its spectacular trophy were funded by the excess proceeds and contributions made by the Cooper family and other contributions from alumni, which helped to fund the construction of the Daniel William Cooper Monument in Allegheny, Pennsylvania. They allowed the excess funds to be redirected on the condition that it would honor the scholastic achievements of the chapters of the fraternity, and thus the Daniel William Cooper Award was born. The chapter which receives the Cooper Award tonight falls in a historic line of chapters which have all brought honor and distinction to Sigma Chi. So we'll start tonight with the runners-up to the Cooper Award, each of whom will be recognized with the Legion of Honor Award. The second runner-up and winner of the Legion of Honor Award is last year's Daniel William Cooper Award winner, the Zeta Phi chapter at New Mexico State University. The first runner-up and winner of the Legion of Honor Award is the Eta Zeta chapter at Georgia Southern. And without further ado, the winner of the 2023-24 Daniel William Cooper Award, getting their name inscribed on this magnificent trophy and taking home a beautiful plaque to add to the chapter's growing awards cabinet, the Lambda Epsilon chapter at the University of New Haven. Congratulations, brothers. Amazing academic work by all three of those chapters, and to all the other chapters, remember this: you're all in college to get a degree and do what you need to do in the classroom to prepare yourselves for success in life. Sigma Chi's expectation for every chapter is to be above the all-men's average on your campus. This year, just about 55% of all chapters were able to claim such status. We have a lot of work to do in this area, and I encourage and charge all of you to get some more library time in this coming year. Next up, we have two chapters who qualify for the fraternity's Year-Over-Year Improvement Award, the James F. Bash Significant Chapter Improvement Award. Founded and funded by past Grand Consul Jim Bash, the Bash Award recognizes those chapters who put in the hours and time to improve their overall operations significantly from one year to the next. It has historically been a stepping stone for a chapter on the rise and a marker of what is sure to be future success, as long as the chapter stays on the current path. This year's winners of the Bash Significant Improvement Award are the Rho chapter at Butler and the Delta chapter at Georgia. And now, the time I know you all have been waiting for, the presentation of the coveted J. Dwight Peterson Significant Chapter Awards. The award was created in 1963 by past Grand Consul and Chairman Emeritus of the Sigma Chi Foundation, J. Dwight Peterson, for the purpose of recognizing overall excellence in our chapters. Chapters that scored high enough on this year's application will receive the Peterson Significant Chapter Blue Award, while chapters that scored over a 95% will be recognized with the Peterson Significant Chapter Gold Award. Stay tuned to the very end, because a small group of elite chapters have earned this special recognition this year. The winners of the 2023-24 Peterson Significant Chapter Award. First up, raise your flags to full staff and join me in saluting for the third time in the last 5 years, the men from Northern Arizona. These men beat the Peterson requirements this year like a gorilla on a rampage, and that's 2 in a row for the men from Pittsburgh State. For the 8th time in 9 years, sticking their claws out and slashing yet another tick mark into their cabinets of Petersons are the Panthers from Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Far more successful of late than their NFL team by the same nickname, making it 5 out of the last 6 years, are the Broncos from Cal Poly Pomona. Making it back to the winner's circle for the first time since 2019, knowing there can be only one, congratulations to the Highlanders from Radford. Along the same lines, breaking a 6-year dry spell and giving the Purple Poo something new to celebrate, the men from Kappa-Xi are bringing home the hardware to Tarleton State. Thundering into the winner's circle like the bison they are for the first time since 2020 are the men from Kappa Chapter at Bucknell. It's been 24 years since the Peterson Award's been called in Baton Rouge, but it's time now to give a raucous welcome to the men from Gamma Iota at LSU. They're the red and white from state, and they know they're the best. For their first time since 2021, please welcome back the Delta Epsilon men from North Carolina State. After an 8-year pause, the Scarlet Knights have found themselves charging back to the winner's circle. Congratulations are owed to our newly reinstalled chapter, the men from Iota Psi at Rutgers. Speaking of another successful expansion effort, winning a Peterson Award for the first time in chapter history in just their first year as a chapter, please join me in congratulating the men from U Lambda at Sacred Heart. Now these brothers will surely be howling into the night like a rabid pack of wolves after claiming their first Peterson since 2021. Congratulations go to the men from Iota Eta at Western Connecticut State. This continues to be a night of breaking dry spells, flying back to Statesboro with the wings of eagles and carrying the Peterson Award with them for the first time since 2017 are the men from the Eta Zeta chapter at Georgia Southern. Coming back to the winner's circle for the first time since 2017, who's your daddy now? Congratulations to the men from Lambda chapter at Indiana. Well, what a year this is indeed as we snap another lengthy dry spell. Braving their way to the winner's circle for the first time since 2015 are the men from Delta Rho at Bradley. These men had a long history of success before their recent dry spell, and maybe tonight starts a new streak. For the first time since 2019, it's time to say, boiler up. Congratulations to the Delta Delta men from Purdue. Well, something is certainly brewing down in Texas. They snapped a 7-year dry spell last year, but this year they make it 2 in a row. Congratulations to the Javelinas from our Zeta Pi chapter at Texas A&M Kingsville. Last year they took home just the second Peterson Award in the chapter's 39-year history. Tonight they make it 2 in a row. For just the third time in chapter history, congratulations are owed to the Redbirds from our Theta Rho chapter at Illinois State. Last year saw this chapter break a 7-year dry spell, and they were resolved to start a little streak. Proving that effort worthwhile for the second year in a row, congratulations are due to the Mean Green from the Iota Phi chapter at North Texas. These guys might as well set up permanent camp inside the winner's circle, coming up on their 100th anniversary as a chapter this fall. For 13 of the last 14 years, we get to offer our sincere congratulations to the Vandals from our Gamma Eta chapter at Idaho. For the second time in the last 3 years, Charlie Cardinal gets to flap his wings in excitement as the Epsilon Omega chapter at Ball State is bringing the hardware home to Muncie. For the third time in the last 4 years, we predicted a legacy of excellence was on its way to Pullman. Congratulations to the Beta Upsilon chapter at Washington State. And something must surely be in the water in terms of breaking all these dry spells. It's been 7 years since these men could call themselves one of the best in the fraternity. Congratulations go to the men from Theta Zeta at Bridgewater State. Well, it's 4 years in a row now, building something to truly be proud of. We're heading north of the border to congratulate the men from Mu Zeta at Brock. This chapter took home the hardware 8 years in a row from 2011 through 18, but then a little dry spell came along, and now the Ospreys are claiming their third Peterson Award in the last 4 years. Congratulations to the men from Kappa Beta at North Florida. For the third year in a row, Zot Zot. Congratulations go tonight to the Eta Sigma men at UC Irvine. For 10 of the last 12 years, they may be small, but they sure are mighty. It's the place where chapter houses were born. Congratulations to the men from Chi chapter at Hanover. These men were reinstalled in 2023 and are showing how successful that expansion process can be for the second year in a row since being rechartered, giving Osceola and Renegade something to keep cheering about. Congratulations to the Epsilon Zeta men at Florida State. Last year they broke a 10-year dry spell. This year they're claiming their second in a row. Bringing the hardware back home to University Park are the Trojans of the Alpha Upsilon chapter. Making it 2 in a row and aiming to turn it into a streak next year. Not to be outdone by the Trojans from USC, congratulations are owed to the Spartans from the Epsilon Theta chapter at San Jose State. Talking to the battlefield yet again and making it one of the longest active streaks in the fraternity with 15 years in a row now, congratulations to the men at Theta chapter at Gettysburg. We have a monumental occasion to celebrate this year. For the first time in chapter history, we get to say, go Salukis. Congratulations to the Lambda Omicron chapter at Southern Illinois. When my daughter was just 2 years old, I would ask her, what does a penguin do? And in the most adorable little way, she would say, waddle, waddle. Well, for the third time in 4 years, congratulations to the Penguins at the Eta Chi chapter at Youngstown. For the fourth time in the last 6 years, riding Charlie the Charger into the winner's circle are the men from Alpha Kappa chapter at Hillsdale. It's 14 in a row, a spectacular achievement. That streak is just about as beautiful as the original Gun Rock. Congratulations to the Aggies at the Theta Omicron chapter at UC Davis. And it's 5 times in the last 7 years we get to say, woo, pig suey. I love that part. Taking the hardware back home to Fayetteville once again are the men from Omega Omega at Arkansas. Making it 5 in a row in 10 of the last 13 years, they're just as dangerous at winning Petersons as they are prowling mountain trails. Congratulations go to the Bobcat Sigs from Beta Rho at Montana State. Last year, these men made it 7 in a row and one for every founder who gave birth to the fraternity right there in Oxford. But now they're setting their sights on continuing this streak of excellence with their 8th in a row. Congratulations to the Alpha chapter at Old Miami. And last year we announced that this chapter took home their first Peterson Award in the history of the chapter, dating back to 1987. Now they make it 2 in a row. It's a dawn of a new era for the men of Theta Omega at Elon. After taking a short break from the winner's circle, they're back with their 4th Peterson in 5 years. Hearty congratulations are sent to the Billikens and our Theta Iota chapter at St. Louis. Having just received their charter this last year, we are thrilled once again to welcome a brand new chapter in Sigma Chi into the winner's circle during their very first year of existence. Congratulations to the Mu Kappa chapter at UNC Wilmington. Well, we're going to need a building larger than the swamp to hold all the Peterson Awards these guys take home for the 8th time in the last 9 years. Congratulations to the Gamma Theta chapter at Florida. For the 12th time in the last 13 years, the Jaguars are continuing their streak of fearsome excellence. Bringing another Peterson home to Mobile are the men from Eta Epsilon chapter at South Alabama. And yet another expansion success story. Having just been reinstalled this year and finding their way immediately into the winner's circle are the men from the Beta Theta chapter at Pittsburgh. For just the 3rd time in chapter history and for the first time since 2020, it's where the blue of her eyes and the gold of her hair were born. Congratulations to the Alpha Pi chapter at Albion. For the 4th time in the last 5 years, they're marching all the way back to Greencastle tonight with their heads held high. Congratulations to the Xi chapter at DePauw. Opposite the outcome of the Trojan War, these Trojans are victorious once again. For the 4th year in a row, they're bringing the Peterson back home to Alabama. Congratulations to the Eta Phi chapter at Troy. And it's 5 in a row for the Eagles. Flying the Peterson right back to Daytona Beach once again are the men from the Eta Iota chapter at Embry-Riddle, Daytona. I don't think I've ever said these 3 words in the same sequence. Red Hawks Puckman. You know who you are. They're back to the winner's circle for the first time since 2021. Congratulations to the men from Delta Psi chapter at RPI. The Buccaneers will be marching the Appalachian Trail with a Peterson in tow and Bucky at the head of the line. It's 3 of the last 5 years for the Zeta Omega chapter at East Tennessee State. And for the 4th year in a row, these men are bringing the storm to Cedar City. Bringing yet another Peterson back on home on the wings of the Thunderbird are the men from the Kappa Iota chapter at Southern Utah. Staying right there in the Beehive State and going right up the road, the Aggies from Logan are bringing home the hardware for the 4th year in a row. Congratulations to the Gamma Kappa chapter. For the first time in 10 years, the Cougars have clawed their way back to the winner's circle. Congratulations to the Epsilon Xi chapter at Houston. It took from 1967 to 2023 for this chapter to win just its 2nd Peterson Award. But now the place where the Blue Devils dance is calling home to a 2nd Peterson in a row. Congratulations to the men of the Beta Lambda chapter. The Tigers have made it 4 of the last 6 years. Dramatic pause to see which Tigers it is. It's the men from Rochester, New York, and our Lambda Kappa chapter at RIT. These men call Rocky Top home, but now they're calling home to a 2nd Peterson in a row. Congratulations to the volunteer men from the Beta Sigma chapter at Tennessee. This is a chapter where 3 men have gone on to wear the Daniel William Cooper badge as a Grand Consul of the fraternity. Continuing that legacy of incredible success tonight for the 6th time in the last 11 years, congratulations to the Beta Phi men at Arizona. And these guys are racking up more bling than the car by the same name. 3 of the last 4 years, congratulations to the men from the Lambda Upsilon chapter at Bentley. These guys must have a Midas touch of late. For the 3rd time in the last 4 years, congratulations to the Golden Hawks and our Iota Mu chapter at Wilfrid Laurier. And for the first time since 2021, we get to call back to the Winner's Circle another chapter from the Garden State. Congratulations to the Iota Kappa chapter at Fairleigh Dickinson. Well, it's an honest-to-goodness full-blown streak. The men from Lakeland have pulled off 8 in a row. Congratulations to the Epsilon Sigma chapter at Florida Southern. Another incredible string of success follows. Feel the sting as the Yellow Jackets claim their 10th of the last 11 years. Congratulations to the Beta Psi chapter at Georgia Tech. Well, not to be outdone, congratulations are due once again on yet another lengthy streak. Tonight makes it 8 in a row for the Cougars from Cal State San Marcos. Okay, Boomer. That's the mascot's name. It's 14 of the last 15 years for the Golden Bobcats from California Merced. Congratulations to our Lambda Delta chapter. Coming back to the Winner's Circle for the first time since 2021 and for the 4th time in the last 6 years, it's another set of Tiger Paws for the men from Epsilon Kappa at Memphis. And yet another chapter installed just this year, and in their very first year of eligibility winning themselves a Peterson. That expansion team must surely be doing something right. Well-earned recognition tonight goes to the new chapter at Alabama Birmingham. These guys are more fearsome when it comes to winning Petersons than the black shirts who roam the defensive side of the football for the Huskers. For the 3rd time in the last 4 years, congratulations to the Alpha Epsilon chapter at Nebraska. Sometimes all it takes is just one golden knight to conquer a battlefield. It seems Sigma Chi's list of Peterson winners is never complete without these golden knights. 8 of the last 9 years for Iota Zeta at Clarkson. Well, get the fleur-de-lis flying high again. It's 3 of the last 4 years now where the Peterson makes its way back home to Lafayette, Louisiana. Congratulations to the Lambda Psi chapter at Louisiana Lafayette. Well, we're getting late in the night, and I'm sure there's some sweating happening for those chapters whose names haven't been called yet. So let's stop that sweating for the chapter with the longest continuous streak in the fraternity. It's 25 years in a row now for the Iota Lambda chapter at Louisville. Well, go Pokes! It's 12 of the last 14 years that the men from Stillwater get to bring home the hardware one more time. Congratulations to the men from the Gamma Delta chapter at Oklahoma State. Well, brothers, that brings us to the end of the list for the Peterson Blue Awards. You've hung around this long and now you're left wondering, oh no, did we not get a Peterson? Or did we get a gold? The chapters that qualified for Peterson Gold Award are those chapters who quite simply demonstrated excellence in every measurable way. These are the chapters that truly bring honor and distinction to our fraternity, and with that coveted gold seal on their plaque, get to establish some bragging rights over the next 12 months. In order of their score from low to high, we'll now announce the winners of the J. Dwight Peterson Significant Chapter Gold Award. First up, 13 of the last 14 years, and they've done it again. Bulldogging their way back to the Winner's Circle, and this time claiming the Gold Award, are the men from Flint, the Zeta Theta B chapter at Kettering. Now, last year, I admit I committed the cardinal sin of hosting these awards when I simply missed announcing a chapter. I know, shame on me. My humblest and most sincere apologies for my gaffe last year, brothers, but this year I will torture you no more. So for the 14th time in the last 15 years, and now stepping into the Golden Circle, congratulations to the men of the Zeta Psi chapter at Cincinnati. I remember the look on these young men's faces when they earned their first gold award just 2 years ago. Last year they just missed, but I could tell they were coming back for more. So for the 8th year in a row and their second gold award in just 3 years, congratulations to the Zeta Phi men at New Mexico State. These brothers found themselves last year just barely on the outside looking into that golden circle. Tupper the Bulldog must have struck the right kind of motivation in them this year as they sailed right towards the top of the golden circle. For 13 of the last 14 years, congratulations are due to the Lambda Eta chapter at Bryant. And finally, there is a remarkable story to be told here. Chartered in 2010, they've won a Peterson Award every year since being chartered, making this 14 in a row. Even more remarkable is knowing that this chapter has won the most gold awards of any chapter over the last 15 years, with this being unbelievably their 7th. 2 years ago, they were unseated by a newcomer, which claimed the top spot and moved them all the way to 2nd position. But not to be deterred, they clearly dug right back in and have once again reclaimed the top spot. And if that weren't enough, they also took home the Daniel William Cooper Award just a few short minutes ago. It's difficult to fathom this kind of sustained success, but these men have done it again. So for the 14th time in a row and earning their 7th gold Peterson, this year's top scorer are the Chargers from the Lambda Epsilon chapter at New Haven. Brothers, sweethearts, friends, guests, thank you for joining tonight. Sigma Chi was founded by 7 young men who had a vision and big ideas for a better world. They turned those ideas into a transformational experience that would shape the lives of more than 370,000 men and counting. What we do matters. What you do matters. So go out in the world and show everyone what men who practice universal principles and timeless values in their everyday lives are capable of. Go out and show the world what it means to be a transformational leader. Go out in the world and be a Sigma Chi. Thank you for joining tonight. Congratulations to our winners. I look forward to welcoming many more of you into the winner circle next year. In hope, Sigma Winkies.